she just vanished.
I haven't come back since I heard about it.
It's not humanly possible for her to still be under that bridge.
The truth is, Jade's not gone. She's still here with all of us.
Birmingham, also known as the British Venice, is the second largest city in the United Kingdom in regards to population. With 35 miles of navigable canals inside the city, all its citizens are able to enjoy long walks, cycle routes and boat trips. Despite being remodelled several times, time seems to have stopped in this area. When we immerse ourselves in a long walk through the canals, we can see most of the part of the industries which fed into the city over the previous decades.
The canals were built in 1700 during the Industrial Revolution and were busy waterways transporting coal, iron and other heavy goods. They even reached nearby cities such as Worcester and Stratford, creating nearly 100 miles of navigable waterways.
During 170 years, the canal system have had huge activity, raising 8.5 million tonnes of transported goods in 1898.
The city really benefited thanks to the canals, so the idea to make them big came up along the country. They were really expensive, but the profits from the Industrial Revolution made it more affordable. This way, the canals expanded up around the United Kingdom, creating a big navigable net.
With the introduction of trains and other means of transport for goods, the use of the canals decreased considerably. This meant that the canals became a tourist attraction, being surrounded by green zones, new neighbourhoods and leisure venues.
I met Jade when I was a baby. Our mothers have been friends since forever, so we'd always spent a lot of time together. We became inseparable. We used to go for walks through the old areas of the canals to feed the ducks. She loved animals, but sometimes she got frightened of the swans because they were bigger than her. She was always laughing. I don't know. I miss her.
In 2016, Jade and Beth were walking back home along the canals during a sunset. They had spent the last few hours in a concert of Jade's favourite group, and she was still very excited about having seen her favourite band. She couldn't contain her happiness, and Beth laughed at the crazy things she did. When they were a mile away from home, Jade received a call, which completely changed her facial expression.
We were walking back to our accommodation. We planned to sleep together and watch the pictures and the videos we made of the concert. It was truly an amazing night. Suddenly, an unknown number called her. She didn't say a word, but she was on the phone for over 2 minutes. Her pupils got really dilated and I was really scared. I heard a girl walking behind us, so I got close to Jade to keep walking. And when I touched her arm, it was like, I don't know, it was like she came back into herself. Her face radically changed. It was weird. It started to drizzle when we started to walk again. I was quite scared because the voices I'd listened to had disappeared. Jade seemed normal again, but anyway, I wanted to get home as soon as possible.
There's always been rumours about the canals, disappearances, drownings, murders. Lots of them are true because the police found the bodies after the crime. However, they could never find Jade's body.
When I arrived at Birmingham in September, everything seemed quiet and friendly. I didn't think it was the most beautiful city, but at least it was quiet and friendly. So the next day I was taking a walk at the canals and bought some stuff there. And when I came to university the next day, my classmates told me about the story with Jade, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, and now I'm afraid to go back there.
Jade was in my singing lessons. She was really good and she always made an effort to improve herself. For that reason I was really surprised when she just didn't show up. After that the investigation started and we found out what happened.
Oh mama, Birmingham has always been a city with high crime levels. In fact, since JD's case, crime levels have grown. This is a big issue. Students don't feel safe anymore, and I understand why.
We kept walking until we arrived at Aston Bridge. There she told me she'd catch up to me in a few minutes because she had to make a call. I insisted for her to keep walking with me because it was getting dark. She told me I was a drama queen and I was overreacting. So I kept walking, looking at my phone in case she texted me.
The truth is that Jade never wrote to Beth that night after they split. Next day, Beth contacted Amy and Ken, Jade's parents, and they reported her disappearance. Hours later, a special police team started the investigation. That day, they found Jade's personal objects behind a bush under the Aston Bridge. Technology experts from the Birmingham police office analysed Jade's phone, and they realised she had made a call a few minutes after being alone under the bridge. They could extract a piece of this audio.
When this audio came to light, all the students were listening to it. We had to make a campaign in order to avoid the audio to be sent to more people. It was crazy. All the students were terrified. The fact that the university is near the canals made the students skip classes and go to Aston Bridge. And some of them came back really scared.
My classmates, the ones who didn't know Jade, joked a lot about this piece of audio. One even made it his ringtone, but as soon as the teacher found out, he almost got expelled.
The audio went viral within a couple of days, and people even used it to scare some new students. It was such a joke. I mean, it sounded like an old door with the squeaking.
So some guys from university showed me the audio, and when I first heard it, I didn't relate it back to the story of Jade. So I asked them what it was. I was so frightened, I couldn't sleep that night because I couldn't stop thinking about that girl.
The first time I listened to the audio of Jade's parents, I remembered that when I got closer to her the night she was on the phone, I listened to something similar. But as she came to herself so quickly, I didn't pay much attention.
Phone calls, based on what we know, they are just as simple waves. But the reality is that they are not just as simple waves. It is the bridge to communicate with the other side. Humans are not able to listen to those sounds because our ears are not taking the vibrations of these sounds. But our pets do. And that's why we see our pets and our animals listen voices and feel uncomfortable, shouting to the walls, changing their temperature body, and most important, see spirits.
I think the sounds affected her. You should see the face she had while she was listening to that. I don't know, maybe someone sent that to her and tried to kidnap her, or maybe the sound affected to... I don't know. The truth is, I don't know what to think anymore.
After 2 months, the local police of Birmingham and some investigation teams stopped the search because they were not able to find Jade's body. Since then, the rumours about her missing have increased greatly.
Amy and Ken were broken. They didn't understand what was happening, and they still don't. When the audio became viral, Ken talked to the police to avoid making the information they were getting public. In that moment, rumours started, but after the case closed, the rumours grew.
People didn't stop talking. I had a bad time during these months, and nowadays I am still going to psychological therapy. Ken did not want to go with me, so he has completely freaked out since the day she disappeared until today. There is no way he can be better, and honestly I can't stand this situation anymore.
We tried to make different activities and courses in order to distract students and to change the subject of every topic in every conversation.
After Jade's disappearance, a wave of murders started in Birmingham. These acts continue today, making it impossible to distract students from these happenings.
We don't know what is better to do in this situation, because a student shouldn't keep talking about JD's case since it happened years ago. At the same time, they keep distracted from the stabbing. Some students take this as a joke, while others are very sensitive towards this subject.
At the university and the surrounding areas, we had thousands of stories about Jade. The one that became most popular was something about strange lights before disappearance.
Vi a Jade caminando. Yo iba deprisa, tenía prisa, tenía que llegar a mi casa. Y de repente ella estaba viendo al suelo y yo no entendía por qué, me quedé viéndola. Y de repente pasó una luz muy brillante. Yo no podía ver, me tapé los ojos, no podía ver. Me estaba dañando los ojos realmente. Y cuando volteé a ver lo que estaba pasando, la luz había desaparecido igual que Jade. Entonces pensé, tal vez corrió, se subió al puente, pero después de unos días me enteré que estaba desaparecida. Y fue cuando realmente me preocupé.
It's not the first time it happened. 80 years ago, something similar was reported to the police in the Belgian town of Liège. Eventually they found the body, but they never knew certainly where the light came from. Investigations finally pointed out that the light could have come from a small torch in the man's pocket.
That light has never existed. I mean, a light that can come out of nowhere. Think of the money you'd save on your electricity bills. We'd all want one. The person that called it in to the police must have confused it with a lamppost or light reflecting off the water or something. You know, her friend would have seen it, right?
Lots of people say paranormal activity repeats exactly the way it happens in different parts of the world along different years. This creates an invisible net which connects all the paranormal events. Some experts affirm that this event follows a pattern. Every 232 years, these events are repeated in the same place.
Sometimes, subconscious prefers to avoid the reality. That's exactly what happened with Jade's friend, and she didn't see the reality. But Andrea did. She saw a light. This light, it's called orb. Orb is a ball of light who keeps spirits on them. The type of ball may change on what type of spirits they have inside them. The orb that appeared that day, it was very bright. That leads us to conclusion that this orb was a demonic orb. The orbs that have less brightness in them, we can say that they are good spirits.
La gente se burlaba al principio. Creían que por ser una estudiante de intercambio, tal vez nada más no me sabía expresar y no me entendían. Al final empezaron a pensar que yo había tomado mucho y que era una borracha loca, pero empezaron a preguntar. Entonces, ahora todo el mundo sabe, en la universidad me hacen bromas de ser una loca, pero yo juro que lo vi, era una luz.
Amy and I are broken. We need the rumors to stop. Our daughter is not a light bulb. Our daughter has been kidnapped. We believe she's alive and the authorities are not doing anything. Please, I ask publicly to stop talking about our daughter in this way. She never did anything wrong to deserve this situation.
If an orb appears in front of you and takes all your energy, it means that you are a very, very special person. You may be very good or very bad person.
Over the previous decades, thousands of persons have been talking about their experiences with orbs and light shapes done by different energies. This topic has expanded, mostly since the expansion and introduction of the internet.
Demonic orbs are trying to clean the cities and the villages from the bad energy of the people. More specific, they feed from the bad energy of the people. Most of the times they focus on criminals or potential criminals or people that can cause problems to the society. Demonic orbs, technically, they can't kill someone. They purify them. If Jade is not with us today, it's because she had only bad energy. Imagine what would happen if she was still alive in our city.
Jade was always kind to everyone. She would never hurt anyone intentionally. She always fought against injustices and discriminations. It's impossible that she was full of meanness.
She never showed any bad intentions. She was a real nice girl, and she always tried to help everyone in class.
It's quite risky to firmly declare that a light orb has absorbed the meanness from a girl and that it's a favour to the world. Science doesn't work that way, you know.
It sounds like a story from like Ghost Adventures or something. I mean, a ball of light absorbing a girl because she's evil. Just, ridiculous.
Nowadays, there is a lot of people who claim that when they pass under Aston Bridge, they can still hear Jade's voice.
The truth is, I didn't see a light that night. At first I got upset with the rumours about the light. A month after the disappearance, I went to the bridge to carry some flowers, and I heard her voice. I was petrified. I didn't know what to do. My first reaction was to throw the flowers away and run.
The orbs are staying for 200 years on the exact same place that they take the energy from people. After the 200 years, of course, they can move all over the country and search again for people to purify them. Jade died in a specific place that she loved. That's the reason that her orbs are so powerful right now. And that's the reason also that we can feel her existence on the place she died. And we listen to voices.
The next morning I was still really scared, but I needed to go back there. I went for a walk with my dog around the area and I heard the same noise again. My dog raised its ears but didn't start barking, which is really weird. I think that's because it felt Jade.
Yo sí la siento. Cada vez que paso por ese puente hay como una sensación rara. No sé si es porque yo la vi desaparecer, pero es un sentimiento. No sé. Hay algo.
I've heard 1,000 stories about lights and presences in those canals, and I've been there. I've never felt anything. It's probably a bird or something, and people think that a bird sounds like this dead girl's voice, which is, you know, it's if that's what you want to believe, fine, but we should stop messing with the dead and let people grieve.
In that moment, I started believing the paranormal story, but just a bit. I don't think Jade was mean, and that's the reason York took her. I think she was too kind for this world. Seeing the paranormal activity in my own flesh changed my point of view about the situation. It led to certain discussions with Jade's parents, but believing in it makes me feel calm.
All of the city made a support campaign for Jade's family, but they never expressed gratitude for this.
Our daughter, our sweet daughter, has been kidnapped and no one is doing anything. Why should I be thankful for this? I will show gratitude as soon as someone finds her.
I think everyone should stop talking about paranormal activity so freely when a family is suffering. Everyone knows that feeling of loss, and spinning the matter like this won't help anything, even less with these paranormal theories.
I can understand her parents. They are very resentful about their loss. But at the end, this is the best thing that could have happened. It's the reality. By closing your eyes, you will not change anything.
Me as a teacher, I prefer not to take a stand on this topic. I believe in one version, of course, but saying my opinion doesn't help anyone.
The truth is, Jade's not gone. She's still here with all of us. In the shape of a light, in the shape of a spirit, or as a voice. We're not going to forget you.
let's just assume that this girl is dead for the good of everyone. It doesn't help people to think that she might still be out there. We have too much going on in this country to listen to some drunk conspiracy theory about lights and dead girls in canals.
We will find you, my dear daughter, whatever the cost is. We know you are still alive.